All right.
You're live, but no one's on yet.
No, I don't. Make sure you say who's the first one. I'll give the first person the whistle. Usually takes a minute.
Oh, there's a new thing here where we could add topics.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'll have to figure
Topics, and maybe we should support it.
Okay, Black Policy Nerd joined.
Black Policy Nerd, you're number one today. Love you, man. Thanks for joining. I always like to give a whistle out to the first person who jumps on.
It's like Schlong O'Harry Splitter or something like that.
Schlong O'Harry. It's the Atheist Underground live with Atheist Brunch on Sunday morning like usual. I do have producer Jay, which means I can't see the comments, but he can. But you're filming me straight on. So I've got Plays the Large shirt on and ready to go like always. Who else we got, man? Thanks for joining, everybody.
Meals 248.
Miles or Meals?
Meals.
Meals 248.
Yeah. Well, they're coming in fast now.
Oh, they're coming in fast. All right, well.
Raven Flocks 89.
Raven Flocks.
Andrew White.
Andrew White.
Kentucky Kenny.
Kentucky Kenny. What's up, Kentucky Kenny?
Brus 3.
Brus 3.
These are all Delaware 222.
Delaware 2222. Thanks for joining, everybody. All aboard!
Only rubbernecking.
Only rubbernecking. You know, this conductor hat's not very comfortable. So as soon as we get everybody on the train, I switch over to the engineer hat, and the more calming sound of the wooden, but the trolls like to call it everything from a skin flute to what the wooden whistle. I don't know, but it's like it's the train whistle. Welcome aboard, everybody. We do this every Sunday at 11:30 Eastern Time, 10:30 Central. Thanks for joining us. I feel happy this week. I got my old hat back. It's better. See, this one's like came in a box and had no shape to it, and it's floppy, and I was always picking on it. It was pretty comfortable and it was authentic enough, but man, this one, for $15, this is a hell of a toy train engineer hat. I got to tell you what. So I'm really happy to have it back, along with the whistle. Look, it's a bigger whistle. The original whistle was bigger, and the replacement whistle, a little bit of a higher tone. I'm not sure which one I like better, but I'll stick with the original for nostalgia's sake.
Robert Pacheco says, "Do Pooh Shiesty."
Pooh Shiesty. What's that?
I don't know. I guess maybe that's a name. Substitute for him, I guess.
What's Pooh Shiesty? I don't know what that is, man. Pooh Shiesty.
Say hi to Abby Lee Miller.
Abby Lee Miller. Love you long time, Abby. Thanks for joining.
And Gayliver says,
Gayliver.
I love riding train. I love riding a train.
Is he gay liver or gay liver?
I don't know.
Like Oliver, and he's gay?
Yeah.
Awesome. Happy Pride Month. It's still June. We'd like to give a shout out to all our gay friends and transgender friends out there. It is still June, still Pride Month. Anyone go to any cool parades this year? Are they back in operation? I used to go to the Chicago one when I was there. It's a hell of a party. Hell of a party. One of the best parades you could ever hope to go to, straight or gay. But I'm not sure if a lot of them are back open. Do you know, Jay?
I think they are. I think they'll have them.
Yeah, and they usually happen in June, right? Or all of them happen in June because it's Pride Month, my friends. So yeah, happy Pride Month. I got taken to task by a troll for being somehow afraid to make fun of Jewish people. I don't really understand that. I feel like they're projecting their anti-Semitism. You're like, this guy can make fun of everything. He can mock every religion except Jews and Judaism. I'm like, what? I'm happy to mock Jews. We just did a limerick this morning where I mocked the Jews pretty good, my friend. So there's plenty to mock there. They're mostly atheists, so they don't really offend the movement like the religions that we fight on a regular basis. Christians and Muslims who have spawned extremism and fundamentalism on a worldwide scale and an embarrassment to the intellect of the 21st century. So Jews, if they get a pass from me, it's because they're not trying to make the government Jewish, but they do need to quit fighting with Palestine. Jesus Christ, give me a break. Carve out a sliver of fucking land and give it back to people, man. It's so me being called a Zionist, it's just it's not accurate. I don't know what that's about, but there you go. Somebody again told me I was afraid to make fun of Jews, so we did a limerick today where I made fun of a rabbi pretty good. So yeah, in fact, you can see on the YouTube. I don't know if you can see.
No, that's part's
I have a preview. Look, I got a fedora with the little braids on the side there, and I can do an old Jewish guy for a limerick that I had. But the braids go with the hat. See.
Atheist Sanctuary says, "You whistled, I came." to the TikTok.
Atheist Sanctuary. I dropped my other whistle.
You want to know, are you a train conductor?
No, I'm not a train conductor. I'm just a goof, man. This is just a metaphorical railway that we invented for the podcast concept. So we just decided, to go with to roll with the virtual railway theme, So I grabbed up a hat and a whistle on the Amazons, and I went with it. Now it's become a brand. It's what I do. So it is Atheist Brunch. I got granola and some cut up peaches. I'm a fresh fruit guy in the summertime. You can't do any better for yourself than some nice fresh fruit in the month of June. So I'm going to take my one bite, and then I'm not able to eat much while I'm talking.
Big thanks to Matt in the Hat for the fire. And then someone just asked, it was Thor's Thunder wanted to know, when do we celebrate straight people?
Not like the meme where someone was like, someone put up a TikTok saying, stitching with one of the Christian idiots who were like, gay people get a whole month and Jesus doesn't get like even one day. And we're like, what? Jesus gets he gets every Sunday for one thing. He gets Christmas, he gets Easter, he gets Good Friday, he gets Jesus gets all kinds of fucking days that would add up to way more than a fucking month if you put them all together. So what the fuck is that kind of stupid shit about? So I feel like straight people get celebrated, every fucking day. So I don't really care if they make a straight people month, personally.
Do you spend a lot of time train spotting?
Great movie, man. What's his name? Danny, the director. Remember? Guy did
I don't know.
Slumdog Millionaire. He's got that reel in the 127 days.
Is it about train spotters? Because that's a thing. Like people just go and watch.
It's been so long since it came out. It was like it made Ewan McGregor famous, right? They were heroin addicts in Scotland.
Oh.
And I can't remember what the train spotting had to do with their situation. It was basically a slice of life of really down and out heroin addicts who, have a rough time because they're heroin addicts. But I don't remember. Somebody can maybe fill us in. I forget what the train spotting thing was, but we live, on the tracks. They're really right here. So
when does the train leave? young girl Ang or Gang?
Young girl Ang.
Oh, your girl Ang.
Your girl Ang? Ange. Your girl Ange.
Oh.
It's probably Angie or Angela.
Yeah.
I love you. Thanks for joining. Yeah. When does the train leave? Well, you're on it. We're rolling right now. Taking your mind to places it was too weak to go by itself. That's one of our taglines. We're just kidding, of course. If you're here with us on TikTok, your mind is plenty strong, my friend. You've chosen well.
Robert Peck says, look at me. I'm a weirdo and I have a railroad conductor hat on. I'm edgy.
Really? You too? That's me. That's what I got going on. Cool, man.
Must be copying.
Yeah. No, you are cool.
Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month, my friend. Happy Juneteenth last week. It was last week. If you missed it, you missed it. But yeah. And my birthday before that. So June's a big month. There's no better month than June, really. And maybe September. I'll give it to you. If you're in the temperate zone, September it's always beautiful weather-wise. But the sun is low in the sky. And June has got the longest days. It doesn't come around until June 21st, and the days start getting shorter after the solstice. But who doesn't think June is the best month, man? You're wrong in your mind if you do. We are on YouTube. We can see the screen behind me. I got the YouTube camera here, and I don't see my chat, so I don't know if
I'll bring it up on mine.
Is my girl on? Is non-crazy crazy cat lady with us today?
I didn't see her on here, but she might be.
Yeah, it tends to go by fast. I don't know if she is, she'll help us out with that. But didn't you say there was a way to do over here?
I'll bring it up on my phone and then I can read them. We'll have to figure that out. You got the Matt in the Hat says train kept a rolling. The train kept a rolling.
Matt in the Hat. The train kept a rolling. Yeah, it did. Go to Matt in the Hat's page. He's almost there, man. He needs 1,000 so he can go live. I try to promote him. He's a cool guy. And he's sent us some fire, man. Thanks for the fire, bro. I do know when you go live, you better have a hat on. I'm gonna say it again, man. I'm not gonna put up with it if you don't. Better be a cool hat too, bud.
It's then Dina says, It's a line from the movie when they ask to use the toilet at the dad's. He asks if they're trains. So train spotting must have to do with using the toilet.
Yeah, it could be, I guess. Yeah, it's a lot. Honestly, it's been so long. It's a great movie. And I know people who watched it multiple times. It's pretty dark. It's pretty dark. Some stuff happens. No spoilers. But if you haven't seen Trainspotting, maybe you should look at it again, because Trainspotting is a thing, like you said, dude. You know, somebody. Yeah. Like Trainspotting is a thing separate from the line of the movie.
Cat Lady's here. She says, "I'm here, but not at home right now, so no YouTube right now."
Oh, that's all right. We are toot out for the Cat Lady. We're on YouTube, and you can go to the bio and hit the button. It's got an Instagram camera on it, and pull down that menu and follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to us on YouTube so that we can go live from the tracks with both and do some other fun stuff out on the road, because YouTube doesn't let you go live from your device, from your mobile device, until you have 1,000 followers. A little bit arbitrary, but I guess, you know, they all got their fucking rules.
Native Atheist on YouTube says, "Happy Pride Month."
Happy Pride Month, my friend.
And then Wildheart 666 is here also saying, "Hi all heroin addicts in Scotland, ? That would never happen, LOL."
Wildheart 666, our guy, generally watching on YouTube, and a faithful listener. So a big toot out to that guy.
And then Brian on YouTube says, "Good morning from California."
Good morning, Brian from California. Love you, man. Thanks for joining. I didn't check out Reddit this morning. We were busy filming videos. I usually look at Reddit and see what wacky stuff happened in the world of atheism, or like the right wing watch that we do. Is there did you see anything, Jay? Any news?
No, I haven't looked.
Any news? Maybe I'll rip it up fast.
For those who are on TikTok, you can put a question in the question box. It's right next to the comment section. I believe you have to be following us, so you'll see a question mark next to the comments. If you don't follow us, and it'll show up. You can ask a question there. We're hitting about 50 people on now, so the comments are going by pretty fast.
Oh, hit them up then.
So put them in the question box, and then we will. But you got to keep it kind of short, so just a heads up. If you're on YouTube, you can just throw them in the comments, and we'll see them, and then I'll pass them on. So they want to know, that 126 wants to know, where did you get your hat from? /Jen. I assume that means in general.
I got the hat from Amazon. I have a love-hate relationship with Amazon, because it disgusts me, but they're there for you, man. When you need something that comes to your fucking door, I gotta say. I wish it was me who invented Amazon, but it wasn't. Check it out. Were there any atheist insurrectionists on January 6th?
That's a good question.
That's a YouTube or a Reddit article today, and then it goes on to say that every single one of the insurrectionists interviewed was a radicalized Christian, and that's not surprising. You see, the number one indicator of a Trump voter was Christian evangelical, whether nothing else, not conservative, not fiscal policies, not whatever, climate change, whatever they might have voted on. The number one indicator of a Trump voter was a Christian evangelical, period. Christian nationalism is the greatest threat to America today. If you don't believe it, you're just not paying attention. I strongly feel that Trump was was an atheist president. Like, I think that probably Obama and Clinton were atheists too. They just have to play the game. They can't come out as atheists, or they won't get elected, and so they pretend. But most of those people are far too educated to be steeped in Christianity still. And Trump's made comments about how he doesn't really give a shit about God, but he pandered to Christian nationalists and promoted the policies that they think are important, and he got every last one of their votes. And there's the proof. The insurrectionists were virtually all radicalized Christians. So how do you justify violence with Christianity? How do people do that? It's been, since the Revolutionary War that Christians in America have justified war on some level, and war is incompatible with the teachings of Christ, period. That's like the first thing I learned. The first thing I remember learning as a Christian was turn the other cheek. My mom was all about turning the other cheek. That was, she didn't want us in fights in school. She wanted to raise us like Christians. And to me, that is like that's the one that sticks with you. Turn the other cheek. So how is making war on anybody justifiable in terms of the teachings of Jesus? It's simply not. It's simply not. There's just no way to get around it. And once again, the American ethos is wrapped more in the warrior ethic, the die with honor, die fighting a monster that no one else will fight. And violence is sanctioned and even glorified, whereas sex is demonized and shoved under the table and closeted and hidden and marginalized, and people are made pariahs because of their sexual preferences, and people are people in the church are like doing sneaky, creepy sexual shit because of the repression that they've put upon themselves or have let themselves open to with their church activities. So to me, it's like, everything is backwards in America. Christians pretend that they're Christians, but then make war. They pretend that they're Christians, but then they amass wealth. They pretend that they're Christians, and they don't tolerate other religions, and they don't tolerate people who don't think like they do in any kind of way. So yeah, no surprise. Capital insurrectionists, all Christians.
Here's a related comment from Piss Flavored Chicken Strips.
Piss flavored chicken strips, my new favorite handle. That's awesome.
I don't get it. Trump is everything a Christian isn't supposed to be. ?
Yeah, and the ones who understand that that will just excuse it with, well, the messenger's not perfect, but the message is, and he's bringing us the policies that we really care about, which is mostly rolling back Roe versus Wade, and trying to make it okay for Christians in society to be bigoted against others in terms of not making the gay couple a cake, or not covering your gay partner in the health policy down at the Hobby Lobby, or whatever the fuck it is. The ones who are astute enough to know that Trump is not really a Christian will excuse it that way. And most of the other ones they're just pinheads. They're country fucks. They're stupid beyond any excuse. They make me sick to be an American, and I don't have enough denigrating and shitty things to say about the undereducated masses in America who let this kind of shit happen to themselves. We need to fix the education system so we can have future generations of people who aren't fucking morons in this country.
Matt in the Hat is offended that that's your new favorite handle.
Oh, sorry, man. We got to work on yours, though.
We got a question from YouTube from Jamie Smith. Do all religions require mental gymnastics? My friend asked if I judge her for being religious, and I don't know what to say because I think I do.
Do all religions require mental gymnastics? I think so, in some way. I mean, I guess if you're a real theistic Buddhist and you're just trying to improve your mind and be a more enlightened person, as it will, I think. But even those are mental gymnastics of a sort, don't you think? Yeah, if you're going to believe in the unbelievable and have faith in that for which there is no evidence, you either have to do mental gymnastics or just not think at all. So I guess that's the way you get around the mental gymnastics, is you just listen to what the preacher says and go, yeah, okay, I agree. But if you're going to try to dive into your theology, then yeah, it does. And we see that in the way that people try to justify their faith through cosmological arguments and other philosophical arguments. If you didn't need to do that, then if you have faith, you wouldn't need to do that, is what I'm trying to say. If you had actual faith, or you had a belief in a creator, you wouldn't need to try to explain it through science, which can't really be done. But people have spent generations doing it because, to me, their cognitive dissonance, lets them know that what they believe is unsustainable. And so they look for a way to sustain it. And that is mental acrobatics. That is the mental gymnastics you're talking about.
All right, we got a bunch of questions in.
Go.
Again, if you have a question, put it in the question box, and we will get right to it. And if you're on YouTube, put it in the comments. We have why are you all atheist? Informational question.
Why are you all atheists?
Basically, why are you an atheist?
Why am I an atheist? It's the only philosophical standpoint that makes any sense anymore. It's 2021. But there's no gods. There are no gods. There's never been any gods. There's never been any evidence for a god. There's never been an interaction from a god or gods that anybody can cross-reference. You have to believe that God talked to one person here and there And you have to believe that that person was telling the truth and wasn't mentally deluded. Talking about the prophets. That's what people always come at me with. It's like, oh, God does speak to us through his prophets. God does answer prayers. Yes, no, or maybe. What? Yes, no, or wait. That's the big one, right? Yes, no, or wait. No. When you accept the fact that there's nothing out there and this life is all we have, it's freeing. It's much. It makes the mental gymnastics much simpler. You don't have to try to, wrap your head around that which is unbelievable. There's no reason to think that there's a God out there. There's no reason at all.
Squirrel is lost wants to know, do you have a PO box yet?
A PO box?
Yeah.
Why are we trying to send, Squirrel? What you got, man? I have a PO box we can use. This doesn't really go with us.
Does it go with the nonprofit or go with?
No, it goes with the business. But I get
okay.
stuff. I mean, I get my FFRF stuff sent there and whatnot.
Yeah. Probably just email you for that, probably, right?
Yeah, if you have stuff to, unless you're sending me a book, I don't mind giving it out. Really, it's not a big deal. It's.
While you do that, you got a good evening from Nigeria.
Nigeria, in the house. What's up, Nigeria? Pretty damn religious in Nigeria.
And then I don't know what that is. They're using. I don't. What's in your hand? Next question.
The wooden whistle.
Yeah.
This is the train whistle that I do toot outs to, or for people. PO Box 762, Kenosha, Wisconsin, 53141.
Yeah, and I would say email you if they want. If
it's
time to write down.
Yeah, the email is atheistoundergroundshow@gmail. atheistoundergroundshow@gmail.com. If you got longer questions or you want to reach out, you want to talk, you can hit me up there. I don't mind. People send us books. We do, because we run a chapter of FFRF, and people they'll reach out with either religious propaganda, which is always funny, or their atheist book, or there's something that, and it's usually like old people who are using snail mail. But yeah, I know I've gotten some cool stuff. In fact,
Davis Black 84 said he's gonna send you a Bible.
Send me a Bible.
Yeah.
Which Bible? I got a Bible.
So we got some questions on YouTube.
I don't need a Bible. But again, I got this in the mail. It's upon further review. It's actually, I've started reading it, and it's by a guy, Emery Lynn, who came out of religion, and I want to say he was Catholic, and decided to investigate the whole thing himself, to see if he could find any justification for his faith, which of course led him to atheism, like it will. And then he wrote a book. It's voluminous, and so far it's really, really readable. It's called Upon Further Review. You can get it at Amazon. By Emery Lynn, and I would recommend it from what I've seen so far. In the book, it's really, and it starts with just a background of the history of the Jewish people, as far as we can tell, the historical parts of the Bible, of the early nation of Israel, in the time of judges and kings. A lot of that stuff in the Bible it's all we have as a record. How accurate it is up for debate. But some of it is clearly written down as historical record, not as allegory, like Genesis is. So a lot of that stuff is, you can probably take it with a little bit of a grain of salt, but a lot of it is the history of the Jewish people. And so he starts there and explains stuff that you might not know, first of all. And it's really, like I said, it's really readable. So, and I haven't gotten to the point where he debunks his old faith. But read that.
Here's a thing from Aaron Scott on YouTube.
Aaron Scott.
Thoughts on critical race theory?
You know what? I haven't looked into critical race theory. I'm always leery of any backlash against that stuff when the right wingers come out against it so fucking violently. I figure it's probably okay. Like Oscar Wilde said, whenever people agree with me, I feel I must be wrong. So it's a bit of a perversion there to make that connection with that saying, but it fits. If all of the right wingers think that something is bad, it's probably good for you, and you should probably run out and do it right away. I haven't delved into the actual teachings of what they're trying to tell people, but if the idea is to make people aware of the systemic racism and the social injustice that Black people and people of color have endured in this country, then it can't be a bad thing, honestly. And from what I see, the only people that are really, really against it are the kind of people who are mindless, Trump supporter, right wing fucks. So, at this point, without knowing a whole lot about the actual teaching in critical race theory, I got to believe that it's okay to educate people as to the plight of African Americans in America, because I see it every day, and it's not wrong. Maybe they're teaching it wrong. I don't know. They got some, I'm sure there's room for criticism of critical race theory, but I'm not up on the details enough to really get into that.
Are you ready for a lightning round? Looks like we got a ton of
questions. Yeah. If you got a lot of questions, go.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So if you have a question, this is what we call a lightning round. Rob's gonna try to answer each question in under a minute. So if you have a question, put it in the question box that's next to the comment box. If you don't see the question box, it should be a question mark. If you don't see that, you have to follow us in order for that to work. You throw it in there. Make sure it's short, because there's not a lot of room to write. So try to make it in as few words as possible.
Be succinct, my friends.
So here we go. What is the best religion?
The best religion? Dudism.
Can you ever go live from a real train?
That's a good idea. We were talking about different things to do with our lives. Maybe we'll try that.
And we occasionally do it from the tracks. Well, we've done it once from the tracks.
Yeah, the issue would probably be making sure you have Wi-Fi.
Yeah. This is the person from Nigeria just said, a lot of us are atheists in Nigeria, and not all of us are religious. I misread that one. Yeah,
no, in Nigeria, a huge country. I think there's a lot of everything in Nigeria. A lot of Muslims, right? A lot of Christians, a lot of atheists. A huge fucking country, and done really well for themselves, uniting the people, right? Bringing the tribes together, teaching them English instead of French. The Nigerian government, I think, just off the top of my head, I haven't really looked into it that much. They appear to have created a success story, right? I think you don't know anything about it. I mean, it's compared to other countries in Africa that are still, rife with civil war and all kinds of fucking genocide and infighting. I think Nigeria's got their shit together.
Have you ever experienced God?
I was a Christian for a while. I pretended to experience God. I went through the motions. I got on board with what people were doing. I so if that's what you mean by experience God, then yeah, I've experienced God enough to know that he's not actually there.
What made you like trains?
It's in my blood. My great grandfather worked on the Pennsylvania Railroad. My grandfather worked on the Pennsylvania Railroad, and my people were all from Altoona, which was the historic hub of the Pennsylvania Railroad. And some of my earliest memories were of holding great grandpa's hand and going down and watching a billion trains on the switching yards in Pennsylvania. So it's just always been with me, my friend. The trains.
Is the GOP at the lowest point ever?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, all you got to do is look at Marjorie Taylor Greene to see that. I don't know. I don't know how they can get much lower.
You're holding the whistle into the camera. Just heads up.
That's cool. Every time you think that they've gone as low as they can go, they go lower. So who knows? If Trump comes back for another shot at it, I think they'll get even lower. But the whole Arizona thing, it's just an embarrassment. What a fucking embarrassment.
I'm an agnostic. I feel it's a more relatable stance.
Maybe it's more relatable. It's a more relatable term, I think. And people get corrected. You tell people you're an atheist, and they're like, you mean agnostic, don't you? Because people don't want to accept that people are convinced in their lack of a belief in a deity. But if you're going to say that, then every religious person has to call themselves an agnostic too. That's my issue with agnosticism. It just doesn't really define anything. Well, I don't know. Yeah, well, none of us know, and we're not going to know. And after we die and the screen goes blank, we're not going to know then either. So you may as well own your lack of belief, or own your belief like you do. You don't call yourself. The Christians don't call themselves agnostic, but none of them know whether God exists or not.
Big thanks to Matt in the hat for the fire.
Thanks, Matt. Love you, dude. And your handle's cool, man. Don't worry about it. But
we got a question from YouTube from Enna.
Enna,
if religions were all gone, would society be better, or is religious good for some?
I think it was good for some, but I think it's a net negative now. So I can't claim to think that if religion was gone, that we wouldn't be better off. I guess I think if religious thinking were taken off the planet today, the rest of us could get down to the business of improving humanity and humankind. I think religion helped early societies, but I think that time is gone.
Carter Vincent wants to know, what is happening in Arizona? Explain, please.
The endless fucking recounts. They basically brought in people who were unqualified, an outside firm. They basically got like a division of the Proud Boys or some group of morons and are paying taxpayer money, assumedly, to recount again the vote, to try to prove some kind of voter fraud, which we know didn't happen. Trump's own fucking Supreme Court threw out any accusations of voter fraud. Over 60 lawsuits. There's just, we know the election was as secure or more secure than any election it's ever been. It's not fucking brain surgery, and it's an insult to the people who work hard to do it, to think that it is. But yeah, here we are, Arizona. They just can't take the fact that they lost the Republicans there, and so they're just continually dredging up doubt. Which all it does is sow seeds of doubt in the minds of the stupid about the integrity of elections.
Big thanks to Wildheart666 for giving us some extra subscribers.
Thanks, Wildheart. Appreciate you doing that, man.
We're
getting close. I don't know. I didn't look how many we have, but we're getting close.
I think we're around 700 or getting close to 700, but we're getting there. We get about 50 a month, so we should be there. I think we'll start getting more though. Can you? Oh, well, I jumped. Can you say hi to my brother? It's something they're trying to, I think, be funny.
Hi to your brother. Funny, trying to be funny.
Let's do this one. What's happening in Arizona? I think they asked twice. Are you happy?
Yeah, I've always been a pretty happy person.
Do you have a wife?
No, divorced. I have a girlfriend.
I can't tell if these are coming in twice or if Twitter's posting them twice, so I'm trying to get to everyone's. Do you believe in genetic memory?
Genetic memory. Not sure what that is, man. You know what that is?
I assume it's like hive mind, like you're born with the memory of like your ancestors.
Oh.
My guess is no.
No,
Yeah.
I know.
I'd say in a metaphorical way, but not really. Will you whistle 3 times for fun?
Woo! That's fun.
Jay Ratchet.
Jay Ratchet
says you are mentioned in the Bible.
I am?
I guess.
Cool, man. What did I do?
Another good evening from Nigeria. I think they're popping up twice for some reason. They're not disappearing. Do you believe in the Big Bang Theory?
The Big Bang Theory is not something to believe in. It's accepted scientific knowledge. So yes, I accept the Big Bang Theory.
Do you believe in reincarnation?
No.
Are you a Christian?
No.
Taxpayer money, huh? You mean like Russian hoax? I assume that was that. I don't know what that. Those are 2 different things. It was related to Arizona.
Oh yeah, because I don't think that Russia that's a hoax. That Russia didn't. It's been proven. Russia did, and they're
by
constantly
the Republicans.
Yeah.
Live forever. Technology or freeze your head?
Freeze your head and then what? Get reanimated?
Yeah.
No, I think at some point they'll probably be able to upload your consciousness. Yeah, I think that'll happen.
This is just a comment in the questions. The Bible is so blatantly contradictory.
Oh yeah, God, yeah. I mean, it's just a bunch of stories that weren't ever going to be able to jive with each other. You know, it was written over millennia, and it came together in bits and pieces. Was edited afterwards. Books were left out. Books were added. You know, they filled in the New Testament. So yeah, I mean, there's it's an imperfect historical record of an ancient people, and it's beautiful in a million ways for that. I mean, what would we do without our earliest records of humankind? I mean, that's there's no way to get around the fact that the Bible is valuable. It's just not the holy word of God.
Do you believe in karma?
No, it's called coincidence. I mean, I love thinking about that, and we talk about it. It's another expression thing. It's like, karma gonna get you. People talk about it, but knock on wood, lightning's not gonna strike me today for being an atheist. It's there's superstition, and there's things that we were brought up with that are cultural touchstones, and karma's a big one. It's a big one, but it's not real.
Savannah says, debate me as an ICU Christian nurse.
What?
She's an ICU Christian nurse, and she wants you to debate you, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't debate Christians. I'd rather bang my head against a rock.
Would you like to live forever? Oh, and with upload.
Yeah, I don't know. I always thought so, but I think the older you get, the more you realize that might not be fulfilling. If everybody else could, if all my friends and family and everybody else could, then yeah, probably, yeah.
I don't get this one. It says, wait, Big Bang equals Swiss timepiece. I don't know if that's a question. Someone said in the questions, please debate her, destroy her world. Todd on science miracles in the I assume that's thoughts on science miracles in the Quran.
Yeah, there aren't science miracles. That's like an oxymoron. Who says that? You know, if something happens, it's because it could happen and because there was a cause. So when a miracle happens, it's happens because it could have happened, and so hence it's not a miracle. So you know, any scientific knowledge that is exposed in the Quran was stuff that was already known at the time. Captain Dadpool is really good at talking about that shit because he's really familiar with a lot of what is, but that what the ocean is real deep. I mean, there's stuff like that that's just like, do we assume that people didn't know anything in 600? The embryonic development.
Yeah.
There was people way before 600 AD that were dissecting and doing autopsies on pregnant people
and
animals, and you could see, people knew that there were different stages of development. There's nothing in the Quran that wasn't already known. Period.
And that one I've heard him talk about. He says that's actually the stages they mention are actually not the ones we.
Yeah, they're not exactly right. You know what I mean? It's proto knowledge. They don't have it down exactly. So that's a stupid one. The people who bring that up are just dense. They're just, again, mental gymnastics. Are trying to find a way to show that their unsustainable faith has some basis in reality. In fact, they're twisting the facts to fit their preconceived conclusion.
Okay. Best way to plant a seed of doubt in an evangelical's mind.
Yeah, God, I don't know. I like to talk about how every religion can't be right. You know what I mean? It's like, if you're how do you figure that yours? How do you have the arrogance to assume that your religion is right when every religion says it's right? And none of it works. I don't really know how to sow the seeds of doubt in an evangelical's mind, but there's just so many contradictions in the behavior. If you're out there being an evangelical, that means that you're intolerant of the religion that you're trying to convert. So what is it? Christianity's tolerant, or it's so intolerant of other religions that you have to convert those people?
All right, we got a bunch of random comments.
Yeah.
Block Savannah, it's a false account. You have to talk to the moderators. They'll keep an eye on it. How to compete with the megachurch?
How to compete with a megachurch?
Yeah.
I don't know. As atheists, you're going to open up an atheist center? Or you're talking about it as little churches? I don't know how to compete with a megachurch. We need more science awareness groups. The people that are doing that work, they don't see it as anti-religious. They just see it as an educative effort. You bring a science club to a town and people will come, whether they're religious or not. People love science. They love science. They love bringing their kids. They love having something that the kids can do on a Saturday. And if there's a science club, you can begin to educate people in a way that will let them begin to doubt their own indoctrination without you actually preaching to them.
Just for future, just so we don't forget, Funk Monk 06 says, hey, this is Lilith. My other account got banned.
What? How'd you get banned? Lilith is right, 666?
Yeah.
What did you do?
Scientology, question mark?
Scientology is a cult of freaks, man. We've been there. We've interviewed the guy whose dad is the father of the director now. I keep buying Scavenge, right?
I forget, yeah.
Scavenge or Scavenge or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, the old man is right up the road here. And so we discovered him right when he wanted to come out and start speaking about Scientology. And he has horror stories about being shunned from seeing his grandchildren, men in armed men in windowless vans following him around to see what he did. So I think Scientology has pretty much been exposed as a cult and a fraud and a dangerous fucking thing.
Okay, we got a question from YouTube. I believe I probably shouldn't marry a religious person. They're also atheists. Do you agree?
Yeah, if that's going to be a bone of contention, you definitely shouldn't. I'm trying to look at the YouTube camera for the question. Thanks for watching. YouTube. Yeah, and that's a big one. If you don't get along politically or religiously, I'm not sure. Besides sex, what else are you going to base your relationship and your friendship with someone on? So I think that's a tough one, man. And it sounds like a divorce waiting to happen before you even get married. To me, to marry a religious person if you're an atheist, especially if they're hardcore. And that's not to say I don't know someone who's worked it out.
Uh,
But you can't be a fundy.
Dina said yes. Miss, I don't know how to pronounce it. Miss Cabbage.
Miss Gavage, yeah.
Yeah. There was another question. Oh, Summer 5555 asked, "Have you heard his son talk about him?"
No.
I think I've heard the Scientology's response is basically he's crazy, but I mean that would be their answer.
Yeah, that would be their answer. And I can tell you he's not crazy. He's an old man and he rambles, but he's not crazy.
Causation of moral decline. What?
Yeah, I don't really believe there's a moral decline.
No, I would say the opposite if you really think about it.
If you think about it, there's been human history shows a curve that goes the other way. We become more moral in terms of how we treat fellow humans and animals too. I think it's a big one.
Atheist Hub asks, "How's your Sunday going?"
Not bad, Hub. What's up, buddy?
Someone's trying to do a multi-part question. That I don't know if that's going to work, but we'll try.
Yeah, that's hard.
I'll try to save it up. Can you do a Jamaican accent?
Yeah, man. Everything I read into Jamaica, it's not a great one, but if I'm hearing a person speak at me, man, then you can mimic it better. But if I'm pressed, I can make one do, make one work.
Had anyone fought the FCC? I'm not sure what that's related to. I don't know if it's related to, but yeah, I don't know what that's FCC. I know what the FCC is, but I don't know if it's related to TikTok or YouTube or what. Okay. Atheist Train, choo choo ka-choo.
Choo choo ka-choo.
I think they want to L. Ron Hubbard, fist fight with Jesus. Who wins?
I'm gonna say Jesus on that one. L. Ron Hubbard was a pencil neck. I don't think he had anything going on there.
Do you value spiritual or consciousness centering? I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know what that means either. I mean, I meditate sometimes for calming. So yeah, I mean, to be centered emotionally like that, I think there's some validity there.
Keisha Hendricks is here.
Keisha, she's always here for us, baby. What's up?
Smoking a bowl for you. Love your lives.
Oh man, I miss smoking bowls. Here's the marijuana. I'm doing good though. Staying off it.
I assume this means. Have you read the Babylonian Captivity of the Church? You read the Babylonian?
No.
Captivity of the Church.
No.
Your thoughts on Bill Maher's religious movie?
Religious?
I think that's
yeah. I like Religious. I like Bill Maher. I like the way he thinks in general. So yeah, if you haven't watched that, I'd recommend it. It makes a lot of sense, man.
How should I explain to my parents I'm atheist?
I don't know your parents, man. So are they gonna freak the fuck out on you, or are they just gonna kind of freak out? Just you have to really weigh that. If you have to live with them for 3 more years and they're gonna make your life miserable, then maybe just don't. Just fake it and wait until you're 18. If you think that there's some part of them that can accept you as an atheist, then sit them down and talk to them adult to adult and say, I'm old enough to make up my mind about these things. It doesn't make any sense. I know that you guys value it and I support you in that, but I hope you can support me in my logical mind in rejecting the old myths. I wish I had a better answer. My heart breaks for all the young adults out there and teenagers who are in that position, and even the younger kids sometimes.
We'll switch over to YouTube real quick. From Enna, do you think Hitler killed himself or got away?
I've never heard that he got away. Really, I think they found his body. I think he killed himself.
Well, there's conspiracies that he went to South America, but yeah, I'm pretty sure he killed him.
Yeah, that's because every other Nazi went to South America. That part's true, but yeah, no, I think Hitler. And what were you gonna do? They were gonna kill him if he didn't kill himself. So
yeah, and they said, and they would have done it. Yeah, they would have made a big parade of it.
Oh yeah, God, yeah.
They
did Mussolini. Remember how they did Mussolini?
Did they hang him? I'm trying to remember.
They hung him upside down after he was dead. I'm not sure if that's
really?
how they fucking. Oh my God, they like. Yeah, the
dance
Italians. Yeah, hot-blooded Italians were like, you know what, you did us wrong.
They said you should look at the Babylonian captivity. That was from before. How to promote education in this society?
Yeah, boy, I don't know. Education has even gotten a bad rap from the right, where they're, people are trying to tell people not to go to college anymore because all you do is learn to, what we all know that you should learn to question things. Basically, even if you don't pay attention to your actual degree, the best thing about education is learning how to learn, not necessarily learning anything. So I think we need the right kind of people at the top to who care about education and don't care about pandering, and can just renovate the school system in America.
Oreo 1982 wants to know Justin Bieber or Justin Timberlake.
Timberlake.
Um,
I don't really love either of them.
yeah. Do you discuss atheism socially?
Yeah. I mean, with people I don't know, I don't really go right out there. But I'm not a guy. I'll discuss atheism if it comes up. I did at a party last week where when people are asking what I do, this is a huge part of my life now. So I don't gloss over it if it's someone I know is not going to fucking shoot me or something.
Why aren't you smoking anymore?
I had an issue with my throat. I've smoked like an embarrassing amount of marijuana for 30 years, like all the time, every day. And when I had an odd sore throat that wouldn't go away, I'm like, you know what? And so I just decided. It turned out to be nothing. Thank you for that. But now that I'm over the craving, I'm going to go with it for a while. And this takes up so much time that we can't really be too high to be creators on TikTok. Now we got the train rolling. So yeah, I'm enjoying being sober right now.
Whose puppies and can we see them?
Ginger, I don't know. What are you doing? That's Ginger, the faithless healer. Here she is. She's an Australian cattle dog. Come on. What are you doing? Can you say hi? Can you say hi? Can you see her?
Yeah, you can see her.
Oh, there she is. That's Ginger.
You can't see her.
You can't have my food. No. She's a red healer, Australian cattle dog.
What about edibles?
Yeah, I'm not against edibles. I always thought it was a waste of good weed when I was smoking, because they don't really get me off the way that's just smoking some nice flower does. So, but I'm not against it. I have had edibles that did, and they're good. And I'll probably indulge in some edibles again at some point. Yeah, man.
Are secret Luciferians concerning to you?
No. Talk about a minority of whatever cultist freaks. I know.
Thoughts on theistic Satanism?
Just as stupid as any other theism. What are you going to believe that the devil is real or Lucifer is real? And invoke his name and try to do black magic. I think this is good. It's all conspiracy theory shit. The people are like, oh yeah, Luciferians are like at the top level of government. They're all meeting in the basement, having crazy sex rituals and deciding. It's all just, it's like the Illuminati shit, right? It's just it's an urban legend. I'm sure there are some, and I'm sure some of them are even decent people. So no offense to the Luciferians. I know they got real upset when I said that Satanism was, didn't believe that Satan was real. Like, what about the theistic Luciferians? Well, you're all just stupid. You're worshiping the ground daddy instead of a sky daddy, right?
How do I cope with those that hate because I'm atheist?
How do you cope? Just get them out of your life, man. What do you need those people for? If there's people that hate you that know you because you're an atheist, then fuck them. You don't need them. What's that about? There's plenty of atheists out there, and every backwater state has an atheist society somewhere that you can search and get with. And if they don't, then start one, and you'll find them coming out of the woodwork.
It's Trago says, I ran out of characters for my question, LOL.
Sorry, man. You got to be succinct.
Yeah, this is just a comment. Lucifer is the red dragon. What that means. He created free energy and was killed. This must be a different conversation. Did you see the televangelist selling miracle water?
No. Miracle water. Is that like you drink it and miracles will happen to you? Or?
I wonder if it's just holy water.
Is it like Mario Kart where the question mark and you don't know what you're going to get, but you drink the miracle water and then like maybe your miracle is that you just get taller suddenly when you were a short guy, or maybe your miracle is world peace. You might luck out and you might like get fucked.
Lilith says, I don't know this time what they did.
Man, you're just I don't know, but you're a provocateur, my dear, and they must not like large-breasted women. That's probably why they're getting rid of you.
Polymath257 asks, how to fight incentives deniers? know what that means.
Incentive deniers?
Yeah.
I don't know. Somebody denying incentives at your job?
Yeah.
Go to human resources. I don't know what that means.
How can I explain to my dad I'm atheist?
I don't know. I feel bad for people who are in this position. Just to explain to them your feelings and trust your mind. If you're gonna get out the belt and whoop you, then just don't tell him. I know a lot of people who have to fake it. But you're like, I'm 45. No, and there's a lot of that's people they come at us all the time. We're like, yeah, my dad thinks I'm going through a phase with my atheism. I'm 48. You're like, okay, if your dad's stuck on religion, then it's his issue. I would just tell him, look, there's no evidence. It's illogical, and I can't make myself believe what you believe any more than I can make myself taller when I'm only 5'6". It's just not possible. You can't make yourself believe something that you can't believe. And if people can't understand that, then they're even stupider than they appear with their religion.
Left, not liberal, asks when are you releasing more limericks?
They're coming out every Wednesday, right? It's pretty much how we do it.
Yeah.
Right now, every Wednesday before the Wednesday live, and we try to piggyback on the live to gain momentum with the algorithm. I don't really know how any of that works, but yeah, so far every Wednesday, new limerick.
Would you like to live forever?
Yeah, I mean, right now I would, because I feel pretty good, but I think as you get older and crappier, those feelings go away.
If any God exists and he made the Big Bang, what's your thoughts? I think just thought on that idea that when people say God started,
and there's still not a God in terms of omnibenevolence and omnipresence, because they clearly have nothing to do with what goes on here. And that would indicate to me just a higher life form, a terraforming creature that can hide from us, or doesn't care, or doesn't even know we exist.
Here's a question from YouTube. Agnostic, atheist, or just atheist?
Well, I like to say that we're all agnostic, because none of us know, but I call myself a hard atheist because I don't believe that any gods exist. And the only agnostic part is that you can't prove that. So in technical terms, agnosticism meaning, a lack of knowledge, then we're all agnostic, right? Every last person doesn't know the actual answer to that question. So, but yeah, no, I don't call myself an agnostic atheist. I call myself an atheist.
What is your zombie plan?
My zombie plan? We got a pretty good situation here where we are. We got a defensible position. I can get on the roof. I got a buddy who makes zombie killing weapons in the shop over near here, and we're pretty well positioned to cordon off an area and grow food and be self-sustaining. So yeah, I'm ready. Bring them on, fucking zombies.
Do you think Catholic Church can be demolished?
Christians are zombies, aren't they? They're all just fucking mindless. We're already living through the zombie apocalypse, man. Do I think the Catholic Church should be abolished?
Do you think the Catholic Church can be demolished?
Can be demolished?
Yeah.
Individual churches can certainly be demolished with machinery. I've seen it happen. Big wrecking balls, fuck them up. But yeah, no, they're powerful. I think that governments need to start stepping in when they're exhibited to having done harm to a certain segment of the population. I think that the government needs to step in and sanction them, shut them down, do what they can do. But I think the Catholic Church is dying anyway, and it'll die on its own. It might just take 200 years.
Do you believe life has no meaning at all?
Yeah, life has the same meaning as every other species, to reproduce and make sure that your species stays alive on the planet. That's the only meaning that there is inherently to life. We give life meaning by trying to learn more, trying to experience more, trying to love more, trying to make the world a better place, trying to improve the lives of those around you, trying to create gratification for yourself on different levels. So yeah, we give life the only meaning that it has. Other than that, we're just another animal. We're just another organism on the planet trying to not die out.
How do you know for sure there is no God?
I don't know for sure there is no God.
Do you believe having faith is bad?
having faith is no. I have faith. I have faith in humanity. I have faith that the sun's going to come up for the next 4.8 billion years, and before it goes supernova and kills us all. I have faith in a lot of things. I mean, that's I don't think faith is bad. I think it's just misplaced a lot of times.
That's faith on experience, like
Yeah,
based off.
yeah.
Is it true that New York City is legalizing prostitution? I'm not sure you would know that.
Yeah, I don't know. I had not heard that. It's a good thing though. I'm in favor of sex workers being legitimized.
What will you say to God on Judgment Day?
There's no God and there won't be a judgment day, so I won't say anything.
Atheist Hub asks, do you think religion can hurt people mentally?
Oh, it definitely does. All you got to do is look at the comments on our videos about religion being child abuse of the people who have been hurt by religion mentally. I just had a teenager hit us up last week, and I talked to him for a long time about the religious trauma that they're going through and the pain that they feel. And yeah, religion. That's why a big reason why I'm in this is I saw that didn't happen to me. You know, I never really experienced religious trauma at any level, but I saw it happening to my fellow man and my friends families. And yeah, it's real. Religion absolutely breaks brains. It breaks fucking brains, especially the guilt and fear driven Western religions, you know, that rely on making people feel shitty about themselves or threatening them with eternal punishment, burning forever. There's people who can't get that vision out of their minds.
Or the end could be tomorrow. And kids, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's probably just Steven asks, are you Latino? You spoke Spanish on here before, and we've seen him before.
No, I'm as white as it comes. I'm a WASP. I just taught myself Spanish because I work with mostly Latino immigrants.
Unofficially, Benny says, God is great. Have a good day.
Have a good day, Benny.
Drained Jay says, you are God. We are our own gods.
Yeah, you know, I went through a time in college where when I first started smoking weed, that I thought that. And that's as valid a position as any religion is, for sure.
Oh, this is Polymath. I think clarified. I think I misread or maybe spelled weird. It was how to fight science deniers. That makes sense. I forgot what we said.
They're already denying the facts, so how do you fight them? You know what I mean? It's just we have to educate the future generations. The ones who are already science deniers are lost. Unfortunately, they're already lost. And you could probably gift them like a cable subscription so that Fox News isn't the only thing that they get. A lot of these people, we laugh about it, but if you live off in the country and you don't have cable and you only get a TV signal from a Fox station, that's the news you get. And it's hard for me. I make fun of stupid people, and and our guys, our guys will point out that that's classist, and I shouldn't do that. But and maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But you can't blame people if the only information they have is propaganda and they don't have any means to get any better information.
Nikki Campbell wants to ask, where does consciousness come from?
It comes from our minds. It comes from our evolved brains.
Do you deny the existence and resurrection of Jesus?
I don't deny the existence of Jesus. We don't really know what historical Jesus looked like or if he actually existed. But yeah, of course, people don't resurrect. We know this about people. You die and you die.
Opinion on life on another planet.
Oh, I'm sure it's out there. The universe is just too goddamn big. There's too many solar systems, too many planets on a similar track as ours, where they're at the right distance from the right temperatured sun, that have water, and there's likely life that we don't recognize. It's evolved in different ways. It's just too big. The possibilities is too great because of that.
Have you always been atheist?
No, I was born atheist. I was indoctrinated into Congregationalism, Protestant Christianity, mainline Protestant, no evangelism, no biblical literalism, no weird fucking, hardcore, modern Christian nationalist type of fascist bullshit. But yeah, we were a church family until, I got to be old enough to think for myself. And then I just started realizing that it was all bunk.
We got some questions from YouTube. Here's more of a comment from Wildheart666. I went to two Catholic schools and wasn't molested once.
Whoa!
Their loss. I was adorable.
I bet. Yeah. Well, no, good for you. And I think Catholic schools in general are better, give you a better education than public schools in America. And you might, especially if you're older, you probably had to deal with crabby nuns, and maybe they got away with some corporal punishment that's pretty heinous. The wrist smacking or the knuckle smacking with rulers and stuff. But I don't, to my knowledge, parochial schools in America aren't terribly religious. You're going to get fucked more if you go to a Lutheran school. If you send your kid to a Lutheran school where they're teaching creationism, the Catholics at least accept science. And I don't think that, the molestation that goes on in churches, not really Catholic schools as much.
Native atheists going back to Hitler. They found Hitler's burned body. I see. He's asking the other person, how did he get away? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I actually thought that's something else. How would he get away if he found his burnt body? Do you fear death since you don't believe in a God?
No, quite the opposite. Why would you fear death if you know that you're just the lights are going to go out and it's going to be calm and peaceful for the rest of eternity? You would fear death if A, you thought you were going to hell because you did something wrong, or B, heaven turned out to suck because it was full of Christians.
Religion and unhealthy belief makes haters, not all.
Yeah, not always. I mean, there's lovely religions around the world, and I think most Sikhs are really, really peace-loving, lovely people, and the vast majority of Buddhists are good people, and but yeah, the Christianity that America has defaulted to in recent years is absolutely about hate. The Christians that aren't into the hate need to step up and call out the other ones, and some of them do, and I give them credit when they do.
Do you fear death if you're wrong?
No, there's no reason to think that we're wrong. If I'm wrong about that, I got to be wrong about every other god too. What if you're wrong about Zeus? What if you're wrong about Mithras? What if you're wrong about Allah or Buddha or whatever your god is? No, the Christian God, to assume that that's the right one, so it's arrogant beyond description.
Where did you get your education?
I went to a liberal arts college somewhere in the Midwest. They know how to find me, and I do have stalkers. I have Muslims who want my head on a plate. So I'm not going to tell exactly where, but yeah, I went to a very, very prestigious prep school in New England that probably got a better education there than most people get in college, honestly. And then I went on to get an undergrad at a smaller liberal arts school.
This is sort of a two-part. I got a feeling you're gonna, because it's two different people asking a similar question. Was Jesus a real historical person? So we'll start with that one.
Maybe. There's no way to prove that he was, and there's no contemporary records of him. But he's so well attested to, as Bart Ehrman likes to say, that he believes that he was a real person. But I'm up. It's up in the air for me. I have a good idea that he was invented, and then the myth became historicized.
And this is someone else, but related. Even experts, atheists agree Jesus existed. That's not accurate, though.
That's not accurate. Not everyone does. Read Richard Carrier. Read D.M. Murdoch. Read Robert Price. There's plenty of people who, plenty of educated theologians who don't think that Jesus existed.
I think my favorite part of that is we get that a lot. They always name only one atheist expert.
Yeah. Atheist. Yeah. Bart Ehrman. So it's a moot point anyway.
Yeah.
For an atheist, it's moot. Who gives a shit if Jesus existed or not? He wasn't God. He wasn't divine. He wasn't the road to salvation. He wasn't any of the things that the religion claims that he was. So whether he existed or not is parlor conversation. It just doesn't matter. So if you want to believe that he did, then believe that he did.
I don't know if this means anything to you. Fatwa ? FAT.
Fatwa. Yeah.
What is that?
That's when they've called for my death because I made fun of Muhammad.
Oh.
Right. That's the price on your head that the Muslim crazies put on you when you're an infidel. You need to die.
These keep coming back up. Is it like a curse, or is it like that's like a call? Like they're actually.
No, that's like the price on your head. That's the like that's what Salman Rushdie got, right? I think that's the word. I'm not.
Yeah, you would know better than I would. Thoughts on the 90s DC meditation experiment?
Don't know anything about that. What was that?
The only thing I can come up with is I know that
like they did it in Washington D.C. Is that what that means?
I know that Transcendental Meditation tries to do something weird like that, or like they think if they can all meditate at once, it'll make the world better.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know what that specific one is. How old are you?
I just turned 57, my friend. If you can believe that shit.
Can you do a poo reveal?
A poo reveal?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Where I show my poo?
I guess, or maybe Winnie the Pooh. Do you think it's possible for gods to exist?
Yeah, it's possible. It's just not plausible.
Jesus didn't exist. The Messiah was. Oh, I got cut off. It was Yeshua. What's Jesus's?
Yeah, Yahushua or Yeshua, or they spell it different ways. You know, who gives a shit?
What makes you so sure of your belief?
The lack of evidence. The unconvincing rhetoric of believers. I mean, I don't know. I'm a guy who's sure of things that I shouldn't be sure of. That's really not one of them, you know.
What are your pronouns?
He, him.
Atheist Hub asks, if there was a God and you met it, what would you say?
I said, where the fuck you been? And what have you been doing, dick? Get your fucking cock out of your hand and do some work down here. People are dying.
What's your favorite wine?
My favorite wine is Christians are oppressed in America. They're going to outlaw it pretty soon. That's my favorite wine.
I thought you were going to do it like a Kermit the Frog impression. I can't think of who it sounded like that. Thoughts on energy, Nikola Tesla?
Tesla, yeah, wow. Misunderstood genius, right? Too bad. He put all his eggs in DC, right? And AC turned out to be the thing, right?
No, I think it was he was, and I can't remember if it was AC or DC. I think he did DC, and DC was actually better though. But who's he against?
Edison.
Edison was actually just a better marketer.
No, DC was, when it came to higher power, like more amperage and more. And I'm not an electrician, so you know, I don't really. But AC was the solution at the time. DC survives. I mean, the train runs on DC.
Oh.
You know, the DC survives for certain things.
I think DC's safer though.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Because I remember Edison actually electrocuted an elephant and said, "See, this is what happens when you use DC," and it killed it. But it's like you could have done that with AC; it would also killed it.
Well, yeah, AC kills the shit out of stuff. Yeah. No, I think the AC won because it was easier to give more power to run bigger machines with AC.
Okay.
Safer somehow. I don't really know exactly.
I just know AC's alternative.
In retrospect, now I think if it had been, it could have been better for him if he knew how to market, or if he was more of a stable mind.
Yeah.
And I think he blew it. It's, you know, society and industry made it possible for AC to win that battle.
Sorry, we missed.
But there's AC/DC. You know, you got any fans out there?
Is there any AC/DC?
Those guys are dying too, right? One of those guys, was it Malcolm Young? He died.
Oh, someone died. I was gonna say they're always dying.
AC/DC, I was never a big fan, but you know, they got a lot of good songs. You know, they're real popular.
Do you believe in freedom of religion?
Yeah, of course. I believe in freedom from religion as part of that, and I'll fight for anybody's right in America to have the religion that they want. Just, you know, stop indoctrinating kids and stop trying to enforce it on the government. And you can delude yourself all fucking day long.
What do you think happens when we die? Nothing? ?
Yeah, just like before you were born. You remember that, right? No, you don't, and it wasn't painful.
Are you conservative or liberal?
Neither.
Opinion on agnosticism?
An atheist who's afraid of his mother-in-law.
Someone earlier said, look up Skeptic Bible, annotated and everything. That was just a recommendation.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'll take recommendations on stuff to look at, because I don't read as much as I should. I was recommending this book, if you're just tuning in, Upon Further Review by Emery Lynn. Look it up. I'm reading the Quran right now. And Andrew Seidel's book, The Founding Myth. I highly recommend that. The Founding Myth: Why Christian Nationalism is Un-American. And that'll explain, and it'll tell you how to argue with evangelicals too.
Wild Heart says AC/DC rocks.
All night long.
Um,
They shook me.
This one ended up in a two-parter, so I'll have to read it now, and I'll push it. I'm atheist, but I study Zen Buddhism. Is that contradicting?
No, Buddhism is an atheistic faith, you know, or doctrine, religion. Really, there's no. The Buddha was never deified, and the search for personal enlightenment is different. So yeah, no, you can be an atheist and a Zen Buddhist, I think.
Do you think the universe has design and order?
Do I think the universe has design and order?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't have design. It has an order. You know, and it's pretty magical seeming to us. And again, that's what goes back to why a lot of people try to justify their faith in a God through the perfection of the mathematics of the universe. But I think we see that reflected in nature in a million different ways, and then to me, that's the beauty of evolution and science. I don't think that you need to ascribe an intelligent designer to that.
Do you believe in previous lives?
Do I believe in previous lives? Yeah, lots of people have had lives that were previous historical folks. But yeah, no, there's no. All of that shit is anecdotal and sketch, and seems to be, you know, kind of made up to scam people. I don't believe that any of that has been peer reviewed enough, cross referenced, you know, dissected enough to meet the definition of actual evidence. You know, and that's why it's not a thing.
The Man in Hat wants to know, if reincarnation was real, what would you want to be next?
What would I want to be next if I could be reincarnated? Maybe you know, something that could fly. Maybe, you know, I wouldn't mind being just a plain old crow. Be okay with me, man. They're pretty fucking smart crows. They can fly.
More of a comment. Discussion and calm skepticism is
An owl. That's why I'd be an owl. Go ahead.
Discussion and calm skepticism is healthy for us all. That was just a comment.
Yeah, for sure it is. And there's not enough skepticism going on. And that doesn't mean being a conspiracy theorist. To be a good skeptic is not to be a conspiracy theorist.
Okay. AC/DC, Bon Scott or current vocalist?
You can't. Brian Johnson. This is his name. Brian Johnson, the guy. He's actually an interesting guy, and he can really fucking sing. But you know, Bon Scott was the original. Hard to compare the two, really. I never liked AC/DC that much. I think it's pretty basic, straight ahead rock. They got some fun songs, but you know, they didn't really touch me. I'm not a metal guy. I'm not a straight ahead hard rock guy. So I don't really have a preference.
Oh, there's a person, Steely Dossier. Talk about Steely Dossier, Dossier.
Steely Dossier.
Yeah, is that a person?
I don't know what that is.
Or is that a dossier? Like,
I don't know.
Do you think Led Zeppelin sold their soul
To J.R.R. Tolkien for the rights to his lyrics? I don't know. Led Zeppelin.
Who's your favorite president of all time?
My favorite president?
Yeah.
Oh man, Millard Fillmore. I don't know. I've only lived through the ones that I lived through. Probably Clinton. You know, he actually balanced the budget. Had some dirty sex in the White House.
Would you download your brain to a server to live? Kind of going back.
Don't you have to upload?
Yeah, you would. Yeah, you would upload. You're right.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I would.
Can you do a whole TikTok on cognitive dissonance?
Yeah, we can do that. Add that to the list, man.
You better write it down because my phone. This is my phone right
TikTok ideas.
How long would the world? How would the world look like without religion?
It would look like there was a lot less hate and violence and wars, and a lot more interest in advancing humanity through technology. You know, a lot better stem cell research, a lot better. I don't know. It would look a lot more advanced. I think that religion is standing in our way of human advancement at this point, pretty clearly.
Do you think religion promotes peace versus hate?
Do I think religion promotes peace
Yeah, or hate.
or hate.
Yeah, which one?
Like I think it promotes. Which religion are we talking about?
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of religions that do promote peace and try their best. I think American Christianity in its current form promotes hate, even when they say that they don't. I think it's pretty clear. So we have a list here. See, Norse paganism. Take that off the list because we did one on Norse paganism. That'll be coming out.
We should do
what was it? Oh, Cogdis.
Yeah, kind of this.
Cogdis. All right, putting that on the list.
We should still do a live stream of behind the scenes sometime. I don't know if people would be interested or not. It could be interesting.
We could do that.
Do live. So like use one phone to record and one phone to do the live, just to see what it looks like behind the scenes.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Any advice on telling your parents you're not religious?
Yeah, pick your time, make sure they're in a good mood, make sure you're not in position to be kicked out of the house and have nowhere to go. I don't know what your parents are like, but I think that people, once they're 16 and probably even before that with certain minds, are old enough to know and make those decisions. When do people get over Santa Claus? When they're 7, 8, 9, maybe even before, but yet we continue to instill the belief that God is real. Parents do, religious parents. They let children come to that Santa conclusion on their own, and they don't argue it with them. So why do they have such a problem when their child gets to an age where they can articulate that they don't believe in the mythologies of our forebears? And if that offends parents because they are religious, that's a they problem. I think
I think non-religious helps too, as opposed to saying you're atheist is way more extreme.
Yeah, you can try that. You're like, you know what? I got problems with the dogma. Here's why. I have 50 gay friends and they're not going to hell because they are who they are. And none of your stories from 2000 to 4,000 years ago are going to change my mind on that. My friend who's transgender is a good person. She's a good person who loves people and doesn't demonstrably do harm to others in the way that like a preacher will when he calls for the death. We watched a video of a preacher who's like, they need to outlaw homosexuality and start arresting people for being gay. I mean, what the fuck is that? If you can articulate that to your parents and do it in that way. So you know what? I'm not religious. I can't get behind religious dogma, especially yours.
Do you think any idea of God is illogical? If yes, why?
Because there's no evidence for it. So yes, any idea of God is irrational and illogical. It's an emotional need. It's an emotional yearning to have that crutch. I'm gonna see grandma again one day. I miss her, and I want to see her again one day. This is how I'm gonna. I don't want to die and be warm food or go to hell. So this is why I'm gonna believe. All of these things are irrational. Until there's a reason to believe in something, then any belief in that thing is irrational. There's no way to get around it. And perfectly smart, rational people have had that irrational belief throughout history. Their cognition never got to the point where they wanted to step out of it. But yes, of course.
How do you know for sure there is no God?
I don't know for sure there is no God.
TikTok said that one came 6 hours ago.
That one seriously came like 6 hours ago. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not. I don't pretend to have all the answers. It's the least plausible explanation for anything. There's no evidence for it, and yet there is evidence for other stuff. So I choose to believe what the experts, or I choose to accept scientifically what the experts have discovered. Because I'm not in a position to argue with them, but I am in a position to deny the existence of that for which there simply is no evidence. And all your evidence is in your head. It's poetry. It's romance. It's just you wanting to ascribe a supreme being to the beauty that you see around you, or the good things that have happened to you.
All right, I think we'll have to go to hit all these. We're gonna have to do a lightning round.
Go.
Okay. Do you think this one's from YouTube? Do you think religion will ever go away?
Not entirely. No, they could disprove God tomorrow, and there would be people who deny that evidence.
What's your greatest childhood memory?
My greatest childhood memory? Oh my God. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that.
Why don't more normal people identify as atheists?
I think because of the stigma of the word in society.
Do you feel that way as an atheist? And to why? I assume that was something specific a while ago. Oh, maybe about the. I wonder if it had to do with Palestine and Israel or Israel. I don't know. We'll just keep going. How do you feel about capitalism?
About capitalism, I think it needs its socialist tempering in order to not simply get out of control, have a bubble burst, and feed the pockets of the greedy and create wealth disparity. But in general, capitalism, if it's got its good system of checks, it works.
This must have been posted twice. Big hi to the bearded skeptics here.
Bearded skeptic, what's up? Kelly is his name. Did you know that? I finally figured out what that dude's name was.
I won't remember that.
Because I got on his live and he's like, "What's your name? What should I call you, man?" I'm like, I didn't realize that people don't necessarily know our name because they don't put it on there. And I'm like, wait a minute, he's got a name that's not a name. What's the bearded skeptic's name? So, what's up, Mr. Kelly?
This one we asked already, but I don't know if it got repeated. Is the GOP at the lowest point in history?
Yeah, we'll see as they continue to go lower, But yeah, I have to say, yeah, they are.
How tall are you?
I'm solidly average to under. I'm small to medium.
Do you accept people?
5'7"?
Do you accept people's beliefs and respect them?
I don't respect people's beliefs just because of their beliefs. No. The Muslim wants me killed because I'm an atheist, simply because I'm an atheist, and that's a belief that a fundamentalist Muslim will hold. So why would I respect that religion? Why would I respect the people who believe that the Catholic Church is the one true church of God, but God can't stop priests from molesting boys? Why would I respect that? I acknowledge people's beliefs and I respect their right to have the belief, but to respect the belief just because it's people's belief, that's bullshit. And it fucking needs to end now. It gets me upset. If you can't tell, I'm getting my dander up right now, getting my fucking hackles on my neck are raising because, you don't respect people. Fuck people's beliefs. When they deserve respect, they can show it, and then they can get respect. But respect is earned, and most belief systems don't earn any respect at all. It's an embarrassment, and that's why they get away with the shit they get away with. Oh, you have to respect their belief. Their belief is to not give their kid medicine, so the kid dies. That's a belief to be respected. Well, fuck that, man. Religion needs to be called out for being stupid, and people's beliefs, if they're stupid, they need to be called stupid, not respected just because it's someone's belief. No one respects atheists' beliefs or lack of belief.
So do you believe the Big Bang happened? That's the question. I already lost it, but that was the question.
Yeah, we know the Big Bang happened. It's not about someone trying to lie to you. We know the evidence is overwhelming. And the new podcast will be coming out pretty soon where we interview an astronomer who explains, what happened with the Big Bang. But until it would take bizarre contradictory evidence now for them to get off of what is actually the most accurately measured evidence ever when you look at the model that led them to accept the Big Bang as what happened.
Bro, if you think you aren't you scared to die? That aren't you? Yeah, basically they're saying that they don't believe that you're not scared to die.
Okay.
You don't want to die.
I don't want to die. Yeah.
What if you die and woke up before God? That one a lot.
Yeah, when you die, you don't wake up. That's what it means to die.
What is there to be afraid of?
Exactly. Fear of death is irrational. Fear of dying is different because it might be hurt. It might hurt. You might get run over by a train. Or die slowly being tortured at the hands of a maniac. So fear of dying is understandable. Fear of death itself, irrational.
I got a hi from Tampa, Florida.
What's up, Tampa? Sorry you're in Florida, man. That sucks.
This was from earlier. Not all of us are religious here in Nigeria. That was from.
No, I believe that. Nigeria is a huge country. A huge country.
I think I went past where we are. Okay. Can't tell if this was a double. Thoughts on agnosticism?
It's just ballless atheism. It's just people trying to hedge their bets,
If you don't think he's real, then why you care so much?
We care so much because we're being persecuted as atheists in the country. We have no atheist voice in government. We have no no acknowledgement. We're routinely fired. People are shunned from their families, and religion has been identified as a net negative on society. That's why we talk about it a lot. Are you fucking kidding me? When religion stops talking about God, we'll stop talking about God.
What if you die and God is real? That's gonna already hit that one. We got probably like 6 of those in the lineup. Do you like music? This was from way earlier, so.
Yeah. No, I love music. Yeah.
Why do you speak English here? I think asking about because you speak Spanish.
Why do I speak English here?
Yeah.
I think most of the listeners speak English, don't they? Si quieres te hablo en español. A mí no me importa, pero voy a perder escuchadores porque la más gente que escuchan no entienden español.
What is the best line from The Big Lebowski?
Oh my God, I don't know. I'm not one of those guys who's memorized the movie.
My school is all
I'm
Muslim.
just a dude, right?
My school is all Muslim. I'm gay. What should I do?
Find a new school, bro.
Sorry, there's a lot. Monorail or dual rail?
Monorails are cool, man. I wish we had more modern railways. I'd be all in favor of more, electromagnet driven rail, like they've envisioned forever. But it's all about the lobby here. People aren't going to get off there and change the. We're talking about a high speed rail from Milwaukee to Madison. They've been talking about it forever, and that's the kind of shit that if we were in Germany, we'd have it, right? But America's so stuck on, the oil lobby and not, making sure that people still have coal. What the fuck is coal about, man? Jesus Christ! It's time we got past it. Honest to God, man. I drive through Kentucky and Tennessee, and I saw a bumper sticker. It was like friends of coal. It's like, all right, coal has bumper stickers to keep people happy with coal. The dirtiest, rottenest, pollutinest, kills people to get it out of the ground, kills people after they fucking. I mean, it's so dumb. So yeah, it was a question about Byron. So I'm into dual tracks because that's what we got with the models and my history. But I love any of that shit, man.
Why would no religion reduce wars?
Because people wouldn't be killing each other over religion anymore. Yeah, I don't know. There's a whole bunch of people who deny that religion has caused wars. I think it's a common thing. When what were the Crusades? I mean, what's the war in the continuing conflict in Israel? It's not really religious anymore. But if it wasn't for the religious background, none of that shit would exist. So, religion and the power that goes along with justifying your dominance by saying that God is on your side. Listen to John Lennon. Imagine.
Where in the world did humanity start?
Humanity?
Yeah.
Start the cradle of civilization?
Mm-hmm.
I think in Africa, right? I think they've.
Yeah, that's the last I heard. I don't.
I think so, but I don't really know. I'm not Mr. Anthropology.
Believe in aliens? If so, have they visited?
No, they pretty clearly haven't visited. That's all just conspiracy. But I believe there's aliens out there somewhere. Yeah, the universe is too big, but any alien species would have to overcome the problems that we have to overcome in order to get to another habitable planet. There's just they'd have to be able to either break the speed of light, which it can't, and or put themselves to sleep for the time that it would take to traverse those distances. So the likelihood that any species on a different planet has evolved to past the point where we have is minimal, because we have Earth as a model. We know how long it takes to evolve life, and every place in the universe is just as old. So nobody's likely had a head start on us to get to that point.
Opinion on. Oh, okay. They showed a different question. What do you think was before the Big Bang?
That would imply that there was time. The time space didn't exist. So it's like that's a nonsensical question.
Well, there was a singularity, but we don't know what happened.
Yeah, we don't know. The math breaks, and that's what they're working on now. with quantum theory. But I don't know. I'm not a cosmologist, and as far as we know, that singularity may have existed forever. An infinite past.
Here's one from YouTube. How do we increase more women in being atheists?
More women in being atheists? I've been encouraged by the women that I've met that don't believe. I used to think in a sexist way, it's wrong to think that, but that women drove religion in families, and maybe there's some truth behind that, and men aren't as interested in getting up and going to church. But the longer I've been in this, the more I see men who double down on faith, and so I'm not sure that can be quantified, the difference between are more women atheists or more men atheists. I think it's a human condition, but it's just education. Again, it's education. We need to teach people better from a young age everything that we know. We don't need to coddle them with fairy stories that end up being indoctrinative dogma that they can't get rid of. Teach kids philosophy early. Teach kids in school, kindergartners and first graders, teach them simple world philosophy, and they will less likely be indoctrinated at home to one faith when they know that there's a million around the world.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I would say make it more socially acceptable, because I'm sure there's more women atheists than I feel like men are more likely to probably come out as atheists than women, but that's just
that's the other thing. We just normalize atheism and make it okay, and people won't hide or pretend.
Catholic Church is most antichrist. That's not a question.
Maybe. It's time to quit anyway. I got to get going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. A couple more questions. Make sure you follow Atheist Animated with producer Jay behind the camera today. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on YouTube. Find us on Discord. We got a Discord for all you cool kids out there. You can commune with your fellow 15-year-old atheists and figure out how to tell your parents.
And one 50-year-old.
But yeah, one 50-year-old guy who's trying to figure out the fucking language on there, man. Jesus Christ, these kids speaking a friggin' lingo that I don't even understand. But it's my daughter's birthday shower. It's our baby shower today. Gonna be a grandpa here in a month or so. So there's a baby shower today, and I gotta go because it's 12 noon. That went fast, as it always does. Love you all for being here. Thank you so much. You got anything else on there? Quick.
One was just, have you read about other religions? I can't find it. Have you read different religion scriptures?
Yeah, I'm reading the Quran right now, for one thing. But yeah, I've read the Tao Te Ching. I've read, I've taken classes, so I'm not Mr. World religion, but yeah, I'm fairly well educated on other holy texts, and I'm getting more.
Yeah, I don't have anything to promote though.
Okay, nothing to promote. All right, all right. Love you a long time, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. And we're going to cut it off now. I will see you Wednesday, if not before, on the Wednesday Night Live. And thanks for being here on YouTube as well. So long, everybody. Love you. Long time, everybody.
I'm giving you.
I'm mimicking you.
Okay. So we'll give him 10 seconds so that it doesn't cut off in the middle of that. I don't know how long it normally takes to cut off.
Yeah, I don't either. We should figure that out.
Yeah.
If you can.
You can just do a test.
I don't know if there's any way to do that.
Well, the way I would do it is almost like Back to the Future, where we both have like clocks. And you'd like show the clock and then end it, and I can see where the clock's.
Right.
Where the clock's
yeah, right.
Oh, you're still live on YouTube.
Yes, end it. See you later.